is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is Professor Anime, and welcome back to another review of Masamune-Kun's Revenge. I don't know what it is about this series, but I really like it, especially from this episode. And I think the reason why I like it is because it reminds me of Snafu. It almost has the same sort of feeling and atmosphere to the series. It's very chill, and it's one of those series where I can just sit down, and enjoy, nothing too, spectacular happens or that's action-packed or anything, but more so, it focuses on the characterization of the characters and how they interact with each other, just like how they did in Snafu. That is something that I really enjoy, and personally, in my opinion, this is probably going to be one of my top 3, top 5 favorite anime of this season so far. So in this episode of Masamune-Kun's Revenge, long story short, to give a brief summary of what happened in this episode, the player ends up getting played, and just the event that unfolded in this episode was just really ridiculous. And also, we got some sort of really big revelation in this that was kind of like some sort of like plot twist as well. But we'll get to that in a little bit. But what comes about in this episode, we have Masamune trying his very best in order to get Arakaki to like him. Okay, and just the events that unfold it's downright funny. It's downright funny. Eventually, it seems as though by the ending of this episode that he seems to have, piqued Arakaki's interest. It seems like she has actually fallen for him, and she accepts that, sure, I'll go on a date with you by the end of this episode. And Masamune-Kun's like, yo, sweet, finally got her to love me. Now it all boils down to how much she will love me, so that way I can stomp on her. But apparently, the player, Masamune-Kun, ends up getting played by Arakaki herself. She has him do all these sort of things because Masamune told her to meet her in the same place at the same time in the same classroom as each other, and she never showed up. But then you find out that Masamune-Kun apparently was opening up these envelopes and other stuff that apparently Arakaki left behind, which gave him all these sort of directions for the previous or for the next envelopes, and he ends up coming across the last one. Look outside the window of the classroom. He goes ahead and do that, and Arakaki is right there in front of him, holding up a scroll that says, I decline. It's just ridiculous. It really is. I knew she was going to do this, too, because I was like, you know what? She would not accept this offer, like that. It's just too good to be true. And just to see, the player, Masamune, get played, it was great. Oh, also, before that whole event that unfolded with Masamune and Arakaki, I wanted to say that Futabe, the vice class president, I think that is what sort of, position she has in the classroom. I'm going to say right now, she's best girl material. But anyway, I digress. But the biggest sort of reveal that we at least got in this episode was the fact that Yoshino is a complete psychopath. And let me explain why. Okay, she comes off as this sort of go-lucky girl. She's very nice. She, wants to help others, and she doesn't really think about herself, but instead, wants to help others. And she is pretty much Arakaki's lackey, so to speak. She pretty much does everything for her, and we have it to where apparently the one who left the letter in the last episode of Masamune-Kun's Revenge was actually Yoshino. Apparently, she knew Masamune-Kun's nickname, Pigfoot. Okay, and she goes about this whole scheme of basically tying him up in a tree, and she's like, you're Pig's Foot, alright. Do you want to get revenge on Aragaki because I want to get revenge as well. I've been serving, you know, the Aragaki household, or my family has served the whole Aragaki household for generations upon generations ago, and I'm just so tired of it. I do not want to be a servant anymore. So I want to get revenge on Aragaki as well. Will you help me, Masamune? And apparently it seems like they are going to help each other as well, but man, when it comes to that scene, and she had a whole knife out, like she was about to stab Masamune, I was like, damn, this girl means business. Also, by the end of this episode, we see that Yoshino ends up giving Masamune her phone number to him, and basically tells him, you can go on as many dates as you want, and you can even do that with me. But I think rather than going on a date with Yoshino is the fact that when she gave him her phone number, it's to tell him that, you know, they made a pact with one another and she is willing to help Masamune in order to get revenge on Aragaki. So that's what I at least got out of it. You know, it's not so simple as to know you have it to where Yoshino likes, you know, Masamune. However, that can at least develop over time because, you know, this is a harem anime. But yeah, I mean, it seems like we're gonna see a lot more problems go down and a lot of bit more conflict, and maybe even we will have new appearances in this anime series as well that could also tie into Masamune's past as well. But yeah, that pretty much summarizes all of the plot points that I thought were noteworthy to talk about in this episode. And when it comes to this episode, I really much enjoyed it. I'm actually loving Masamune-Kun's Revenge. It's definitely, you know, up there when it comes to my anime of the season. I'm not going to say that's the anime of the season, but animes of the season. So probably my top 3, top 5. Masamune-Kun, it's delivering. I really do like where the direction of this series is going. And like I said, you know, it reminds me of Snafu, and that's probably why I enjoy it more than I should. You know, so yeah, that about does it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and leave a like if you so enjoyed the video, and I will catch you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.